Okay, this is learning should be a panacea. And also for Shlema for Phantom Masara from Tzfas. Okay, today we're going to start Yud Zayin, Amar Aleph, the second top line. Ravad the Breder of Yitzchak Amar. Hai Lishka Aktsui Maktsei, the Asim Mitzafen Meschazela Bedar, the Asim Bedar Meschazela Betzafen. You have to go back to see what was happening here. We had a contradiction between two Mishnayos. We had a Mishnah in Masechtas Tamid, if we go back to 15b, Tesla on the base. Over there we said that they brought a sheep from the room of the Tzlayim, Lishka space at Tzlayim, and it says that was in the northwest. And then it lists 4 chambers, starting with the Lishka Satlayim. It says the Lishka Sachisames, Lishka Space and Maikid, and Lishka Shaisim Belechem Apanim. So if it starts in the northwest, the next one would be, we're assuming, Chisames was to the southwest. That's what we were thinking. And then we go to the southeast. And then we go to the northeast. It goes counterclockwise. That's what we're thinking. We go counterclockwise. Starting on the northwest. However, we had another Mishnah in Masechtas Midas that said, yes, there are 4 rooms in the base of Maikid. 2 of them are on the holy side, 2 of them are on the mundane side. What were they used for? So we said the southwest, that was the room of, instead of the northwest, the southwest is the one that was used for the sheep, for the lambs, Lishka Satlayim. So we had a contradiction. So how did we resolve that contradiction? What did we do? We said it's a different opinion. We said it's Rebbe Elazar ben Yaakov. Okay. Ravad the Breder of Yitzchak says no. Hai Lishka, this chamber, Aktsuye Maktzia, it's not really on the corner. So, with the Asi Mitzafen, if you're coming to this from the north side, then it appears to be on the south, because it's not really on the corner of either side. So it appears to be, this is, if I'm coming from the far north, I say, that's on the south. But if I'm coming from the south, it's not on the south side either. So it appears to be on the north. That's a good answer. It's in the middle. So we're giving it different locations based on where you're looking from. And if it's in the middle, you see it in different, Okay. Now the question is, where is it really? To which side is it really closer to? Mistabra de Maravis Teraimis. It's probably on the south. Maravis Teraimis, the southwest. Which one was that? That's the version of Masechta Midas. Masechtas Tamid had it in the northwest. It's probably more on the southwest. Mimai, how do you know that? Midraminan lechem apanim lechem apanim umishaninan amravun beder v'shua markel chashav derech yemina markel chashav derech smal. We have another contradiction. If you look at these chambers again, what we're left with is, you go back to 15b, and you look at these Mishnayos, this is what we have. We have the last room listed in Masechtas Tamid is the Lishka Shaisim Belechem Apanim, the room where they made the showbread. That should be, according to Masechtas Tamid, in the northeast, because if you started on the northwest, and you work your way around, so that's going to be on the northwest. However, when you look in Masechta Midas, it tells me that the Lishka Shaisim Belechem Apanim is in the southeast. Okay, so that's a contradiction. Northeast or southeast, where was that room? Right? That's a clear contradiction. So we have an answer for that. It's the answer of Rav Huna Breder Rav Yeshua. And he says that there's a difference of which way you're going. If you're going Derech Yamin, which is Derech Yamin would be counterclockwise. So you walk in from the east, so counterclockwise. That's not going to work. Derech Yamin, Masechta Midas. I guess it would be, the difference is Midas is clockwise and no. Let's take a look. Let's see how it spells it out. Marka Chashiv Derech Yamin and Marka Chashiv Derech Small. One is going clockwise, one is going counterclockwise. Yeah, so the way for Midas is going to the right. To the right should be, if I'm coming from the east, it should be clockwise to the right. And the left would be counterclockwise. Okay, so if we say that the room of the Lishkas Hatlayim is in the southwest, which that was the way we had it in Masechta Midas. No. Masechta Midas, yeah. That's the way we have the Lishkas Hatlayim in Masechta Midas. Lishkas Hatlayim in Masechta Midas was in the southwest. If we say that it's in the southwest, then Hainu the Mitaris Lechem Apanim Alechem Apanim. Then we would have a good answer for the Lechem Apanim. So how would that work? We would say that the order of the list in Masechta Midas went like this. The first room was on the southwest, and that was the room for the sheep. The second room is in the southeast, and that's the room for the Lechem Apanim. So if I'm going counterclockwise, so that would be the next room that I get to. But if I say it's on the northwest, safe, maitir to the Lechem Apanim, then how are we going to solve the question of the Lechem Apanim? Yeah, I don't have a full grasp of what the Gemara is trying to do, because it doesn't change the direction. It can change an order of the list if I go to the right side or to the left side. The way I walk around the room, I'll make my list of which order it is. But to say where it is, if the Gemara is telling me,
wait, so what would be after Tzvonis Maravis? What would be the next one after that? Would that therefore be
if I'm going
Dromis Maravis? Then you
right.
wouldn't get to the Mizrachis. That's maybe the issue.
Yes, so if that would be going counterclockwise from Tzvonis Maravis, I go to Maravis Dromis.
It's actually Drum Maravis. In that case, you say Drum Marav.
Yeah. Drum Maravis.
Yeah.
Drum Maravis. Southwest.
Right.
Right. So yes. So how would that work? Then there would be a problem, because on that side was not the Lechem Apanim.
Right.
That corner was something else. What was that corner? That corner was
not the sheep.
Was the sheep or the chais? Yeah. Oh, so the problem is I have another lishka which is called the lishka sachisamis. What I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the lishka sachisamis to the other side, to the northwest. I thought originally when I read Masechtas Tamid that the Lishkas Hatlaim is on the northwest. If that's the case, then the Chaisames going around would be on the southwest. But it turns out the way we're explaining it now that really the Lishkas Hatlaim was on the southwest. That puts the Chaisames on the northwest. So, and we're saying that that's probably the way it is, because the way we list it, and in one of them we have the Lechem Apanim coming second after the Lishkas Hatlaim, and the other one we have the Chaisames coming at the end. So, for example, in Masechtas Tamid, I have my fourth chamber is the Lechem Apanim. That means I have to go all the way around clockwise from the room of the sheep, from Lishkas Hatlaim. The second one was Chaisames, so I'm working clockwise. Then I go to the south. Then I go to the northeast, and that's my third room. That would be the Lishkas Beis HaMaiked. And then I go to my fourth room. That would be the Lishkas Lechem Apanim. And when I go to Masechta Midas, I have the Lechem Apanim coming second, which means that the Lishkas Hatlaim is in the southwest, and Lechem Apanim I'm going to the southeast. It depends if I'm going clockwise or counterclockwise. And Midas is going counterclockwise. Okay.
What is the, would this have made a difference in the avoida, the placement of the various rooms? I guess another way of asking that question is, what is the significance
This discussion
of the placement of these rooms? There must be some importance to it.
Yeah. In Masechta Midas is a big significance. The way we got into it was because we had to answer a question by saying that Masechtas Yoma was authored by Reb Shimon Ish HaMitzpah. So we said, oh, you're talking about authorship of certain Masechta. Well, guess what? Masechtas Midas is authored by Reb Elazar ben Yaakov. And we proved it with the contradiction. So comes along today, Rav Ada Barava, and says, I have another teretz. I'm sorry, Rav Ada Beit Rav Yitzchak, I have another teretz. But we don't have to get into that issue of Masechta Midas having a different author. We can say that Masechtas Tamid is clockwise, and Masechta Midas is counterclockwise, and it doesn't have to be a different author. Yeah, this is the conclusion of the authorship of. Okay, Gemara now asks, Vamar Mar Kol Pina Shata Paina Layu Al Derchimin. Why are you going counterclockwise? It's supposed to go to the right. Always go to the right. So, Umar says, Hanimili Bavaida. Yeah, that discussion about going to the right was if you're in the middle of doing the service, then you go to the right. But just to make a count of where the rooms are, that I don't have to also do that to the right. That I can do in any order I want. Yeah. Someone was telling me recently about cutting the toenails, that it only says that you have to cut the fingernails in the order in every other one. No, starting with the left, every other one. It says, but by the toes it doesn't say it. And then he told me that the Rebbe made this comment to someone that was one of the nurses or something, that it doesn't apply to the toes. Anyway, I'm saying that these things that we have tells you the exact way to do it. It's actually probably only where it says that's what the way to do it. In another place it doesn't say it. Okay. We mentioned in the Mishnah that Kohen Gadol can do any service that he wants, and he can also take any portion that he wants. And in these 7 days, he was supposed to do specifically all the avodas of the day. So our comment, the Mishnah's comment was that any other day, if he wants to do the service, he can. He can offer up first, and he can also take the best portion. Okay, Tanu Rabbanan was taught in the Brisa. Keitzad Makriv Chelik Paresh. How does he take the How does he offer the first portion? So Aimer, the Kohen Gadol, I guess he shows up in the morning. He says, Oila Zuani Makrif, I want to offer this sacrifice, this Oila. Mincha Zuani Makrif, I want to offer this meal offering. Okay, good. He gets to do it. Kate said, Naitel Chelik Baresh. How does he take the best portion? Aimer, he says, Chata Zuani Eichel, I want to eat this sin offering. Asham Zani Eichel, I want to eat this guilt offering. Okay. And that's he's allowed to do. Now it says, V'naitel chala mishtei chales. On Shavuos, there were 2 chales. Right? It came along with 2 loaves of bread. Came along with some sheep, I think 7 sheep or something. So, no, it was shnei kvasim or 7 kvasim. Anyway, there's 2 loaves of bread there. The Kohen Gadol can take 1 of the 2. Now, Arba, Oichamish, Mimaisa Lechem Apanim, and he takes 4 or 5 from the showbread. This gets very complex because if he takes half, as we see by the Shtei Alechem, he takes 1 of 2, then he should be taking 6 from the showbread, which there were 12. I say, well, that's already a lot. So it says, Rebbe Yomer Lo'ilam Chamish. Rebbe says, no, it's not 4 or 5. The Gemara is going to have to explain when it says 4 or 5, like, what do you mean 4 or 5? 4 or 5. Why is there that option? What does he get? So, but Rebbe says, no, he always gets 5. Shnemar v'haisa la'Aaron u'levanov. It is for Aaron and his sons. Mechza la'Aaron u'mechza levanov. Half is for Aaron and half is for his sons. That's the pasuk says. So it doesn't get divided between Aaron and all his sons together. You follow? So if there were 10 loaves, then he would get 5. Problem is there's 12. So the Gemara is going to tell us that 2 of them, for some reason, don't get divided.
Oh, I thought now comes the joke that there's 3 types of people in the world.
That's right.
This is the time to say it.
Yeah, that's right. The 3 types of people, those that know how to count and those that don't. They say there's 2 types of people. Those that divide the world into 2 types of people and those that don't. Okay. So, Hagufa Kasha. We have a problem with this brisa. So, Amrit Noitel Chalachas Mishtei Chalis. First, we say that you take half. That seems to be Rebbe's opinion. Rebbe said that you always take 5. That means you always take half. In other words, the division of the Lechem Apanim was you take away 2, that doesn't get divided, and then the remaining 10 gets divided between 5 and 5. He gets a clear half, so then that would make sense why he gets 1 of the 2. Mani Rebbe, that's Rebbe. Damar Pal Gashaka that says that the Kohen Gadol always takes half. However, if you continue reading Ema Mitziasa, Arba Ichamish Mimaisa Lechem Apanam Asan Rabbanan, Damri Loishakal Palga. That says 4 or 5, that means he doesn't take half. So it starts off, the beginning of the brisa seems to be Rebbe. Then it goes to the Rabbanan. Ema Seifa, let's go further in the brisa. Rebbe Yomer Lo'ilam Chamish. Rebbe says that you always get 5. Reisha v'Seifa Rebbe Mitziasa Rabbanan. It's odd. Starts off with the opinion of Rebbe, switches opinions, and then it tells me Rebbe's opinion at the end. Amar Abaya says Reisha Mitziasa Rabbanan. The truth is that the beginning of the brisa, in the middle of the brisa, is all the Rabbanan. The way it works like this. Really, the Kohen Gadol should get less than half. However, when it comes to 1 out of 2, we don't want to give him a broken piece. So we would like to give him like half a loaf. But because we don't have that option of dividing it, so we have to give him the whole loaf. But if we would have a different option, it would be, 4 or something. He wouldn't get 2, he would get 1. Okay. So, so if that's the case, umay arba eichamish. So what does it mean 4 or 5? According to that, you should just get 4 if you're just going to give him less than half. So the Gemara says like this: there's a machlokes between Rabbanan and Rabbi Yehuda how the loaves are divided. is it divided between two groups? In other words, there were two groups of Kayanim. One was coming in and one was going out. And these loaves of bread should be divided between them. In other words, the previous group was there for the whole week. And then the incoming group was there for Shabbos. I guess they came before Shabbos. They were there for Shabbos. So according to the Rabbanos, divided 6 and 6. The Rabbanan dami nichnas neitel sheish v'yotze neitel sheish. Schar hagafas telases loi, what am I supposed to say over here? Loi shakel mishtei mesrei. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the hagafas telases was, but apparently closing the doors. Is there a comment there on the closing of the doors? There was something that the Mishmar Hanichnas, according to the other opinion, which
here it reads. It says uschar agafas dlasais loy comma mishtemesar by mifleg. He puts a comma after the word loy.
So the Bach adds in a word over there. Uschar agafas dlasais loy shakel. Notice they don't take the schar agafas dlasais. The schar agafas dlasais would be 2 loaves that are not part of the division, and they go straight to the incoming group. Then they divide the other 10 into 5 and 5. But the Rabbanan don't hold of this. The Rabbanan hold that you just divide it 6 and 6. So if that's the case, mishnei mesri ba'im miflag, he should take from the all 12. So batzer chada mipalga chamesh shekel. He takes 1 less than half, which is 5, and that's the Rabbanan's opinion that he takes less than half. So he should take 6. He takes 5. So it's a division of 12, and he gets a drop less than half. However, Rabbi Yehuda damar nichnas neitel sheva. According to Rabbi Yehuda, he says that there is such a thing as shkar hagafas belases. There's an extra payment that goes to the group that's coming in. That's the case, then 2 loaves go automatically to the new group. And then there's a regular division of 5 and 5. So if that's the case, then the Kohen Gadol is going to get 1 less than half, which is 4. So we're explaining what is the 4 or 5. So it would be 5 according to the Rabbanan. So let's see Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. Daminichnas neitel sheva, shtayim b'schar agafas lasis, v'yotzei neitel chamish. So therefore, the division is me eser ba'im miflag. They're dividing from 10. So batzer chada mipalga v'shakal arba. He would get just 4, which is 1 less than half, because you're dividing 10 in half, which is 5, and he gets 1 less. So the 4 or 5 that we said in the Brisa was really a discussion between the Rabbanan and Rabbi Yehuda in another Masechta in Sukkah. Okay. Rava Amar Kula Rebbe. Kula Rebbe. It's all the opinion of Rebbe. Rebbe says that you take half. Like Rabbi Yehuda, and he also holds like Rabbi Yehuda that says that there's only 5. I'm sorry. It says that there's the schar agafas lasis, which means it's a division of 10. Ve'elamai arba hachamish b'ay lemishkal. So why do you say 4 or 5? So now we throw in another factor here. It says like kasha. If the whole Brisa is Rebbe, then you would have the question, so why does it say Rebbe at the end? I guess for that we would just say that it's coming to tell me that this is what Rebbe holds, I guess. So, but how do you get 4? Because if you start off taking 1 out of 2, and then you take 4 or 5, so the 5 is clear, but what's the 4? So he says that, well, there's one other variable that comes in here. It's possible that Yom Tov was also then. Yom Tov was on a Friday or a Thursday night, or Yom Tov was on a Motzei Shabbos. If that would be the case, then there would be one extra group there. Because not one extra group, really, it would be a collection of a group. Because on Yom Tov, all Kayanim were allowed to be there. All Kayanim could come on Yom Tov. It wasn't those divisions of the 24 groups was for regular days. Yom Tov, everyone would come. So, I'ika Mishmar HaMesakev, if there's a Mishmar HaMesakev, this extra group that had to stay over for Shabbos, so then Mishmaina Boila Miflag, what you would do is you would give that extra group 2 loaves. So 2 loaves are gone because of the incoming group gets Schara Gafas Blosses. 2 loaves go to the group that had to stay over. Now we're left with a division of 8. Mishakal Arba, Mishmaina Boila Miflag, you have to divide 8. Mishakal Arba, and Rebbe holds that the Kohen Gadol actually takes a full half. So which is 4. If you don't have that extra group that's there, then you just have 10. Then you just divide 10 v'shakol chamish, and you take he takes a full 5. Rebbe's opinion that the Kohen Gadol can take mamish half. My Rebbe Yomer Leilam Chamish. Then why does Rebbe say Leilam Chamish? Well, it leaves us off with the question. Yeah, without the Leilam Chamish, just Rebbe coming in and saying an opinion, then we could have said, well, we're saying that, and this is Rebbe's opinion. But Rebbe says more than that. Rebbe says there is no such thing as 4. So that the Gemara says is kasha. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was going to be much more difficult. Okay, the Mishnah says, let's go further a little bit. Masul Lezakanim Mizikni Bezdin. We're talking about the 7 days that the Kohen Gadol is there. And he's sequestered in the Lishkas Parhedron. And what's he doing there? Well, he's away from Tamah, and he's also going to study. So they give him the elders from the best, and V'karin Lefan of Beseder Hayom, and they read from him Beseder Hayom. That would mean the portion of Achrimais, the order of what he needs to do. V'imrim Layan, they say like this: Ishi Kohen Gadol Karata B'ticha. You should read it to yourself. Yeah, that's a good teacher. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, if they would read it to him, he's going to doze off. Right? Take out his Rubik's Cube and start fidgeting. So they say, no, I'm not reading. You read it. Erev Yom Kippurim, it says maybe you forgot, or maybe you never learned it. Erev Yom Kippurim, when it becomes Erev Yom Kippur, so Shachris in the morning, they put him in the eastern gate. They have to bring the animals in front of him. In those days, I assume everyone knew what the difference was the animals, but it's possible that it would be today like showing the person what type of car it is. Is this a Rolls Royce or a Ford? So they would show him the different animals. He has to think it's going to bring karbanos. What's an ox? What's a ram? What's a lamb? He's going to have to bring these tomorrow. He's not going to have the people hanging around with him, showing him what to do. He's got to be ready to do it all. He's on stage. So all the 7 days they didn't withhold from him eat food and drink. However, every Yom Kippurim when it became towards the end of Erev Yom Kippur, he's going to want to eat because he's going to have a fast. They didn't let him eat a lot. Because if he eats a lot, he's going to get tired. If he gets tired, he's going to fall asleep. They're afraid that he could have a mission. He could become a Balkari. He could become Tameh. Rely on the miracles. The Gemara says, when they came to the learning in the reading of the section in Achri Ma'aser, it talks about the service of Yom Kippur. L'chaye means it's true. That could be. Right? The Svardim, they say Baruch Atah Hashem, l'chaye. They say l'chayim, but it could be that the origin of that was l'chaye, which means emes. That's good. No, but there is a medrash that says that they say l'chaim because they would serve people that had the capital punishment. They would serve them wine. They would say l'chaim that this is wine that's not going for that. But there's a tradition that they didn't want to. They didn't want to use the backup. You know. Look, you have savings. You know. Right. So, yeah, we learned. Well, I mentioned this before that he becomes a Balkari because he's about to do such a high service. It's possible that he's not on the level, so he's going to become Tamid. Okay, so the way that we avoid it is by taking all the precautions. No, you don't set them up for failure and then say, "Aha, we got it." Would we establish a Kohen Gadol that's someone that never learned? He didn't go to yeshiva, Tanya. You set up a Kohen Gadol, you want him to have to be someone that's knowledgeable. Look at what it says. They appoint one of him, a great one from his brothers. What does mean great from his brothers? Well, he should be strong, he should be handsome, he should have wisdom, he should have wealth. Achirim say, how do you know that if he's not wealthy, that the brothers make him wealthy? They start giving, filling up his bank account. May could mean like from or of. So he's wealthier in comparison to his brothers, or he's wealthier from his brothers. That his brothers actually give him money so that he should become wealthy. So here's our problem. The problem is, how is it that he never learned? Amar Yosef like Kasha. Yosef says there's no question. Kamba Mikdash Rishon, Kamba Mikdash Sheni. It depends the first base of Mikdash or the second base of Mikdash. In the second base of Mikdash, they were not the greatest people that showed up over there. The Amar Abasi, maybe Rav Yosef, Tarkava the Dinri Ailali Marta Baspaisas Liani Malka. A basket of golden coins, Marta Baspaitas brought to King Yanai, Al Dokmul Yeshua ben Gamla, Bekani Ravri, because she wanted Yeshua ben Gamla to become the Kohen Gadol. So in order to become the Kohen Gadol, you had to pay for it. If you're paying for it, then not necessarily were they the most knowledgeable people, and they had to read it. Okay, let's leave it over here.
Okay, thank you very much.
Slacha.
Kol tov.